Well, in case you missed it, people, the first epic encounter we had down here in the Bristol Channel aboard Tom and Lawn Dune, we caught quite a lot of fish spread over what we call the ebb tide. Now it's turned around, it's going the other way. Oh, a bit of sunshine with this wind. The wind's come up, it's going totally in the other direction. I'm going to shield this if I can. And we're now on the move, and we're going to have the second part of this war against the big heavy tides, the giant spring tides. And we're battling our way inshore, getting out of what's going to be a very strong big tide. I'm going to come down here out of the way. Let me go down and hang on. So stay tuned to see what we catch in this episode. My goodness me. We've only got about 2.5, 3 hours left. We're going very, very, very shallow inshore to get away from the spring tides. And we're going to be fishing this time the flood. So we fished the ebb, good fishing. We're going to see what comes out on the flood. Stay tuned. Yeah, I'll stay down. Wow, it is shallow, isn't it? Now, I should be able to get quite a grip lead here, won't I? Hopefully. So I've put my Franken rod 2, which is a broken carp rod mended, down in the corner because I've just got the start of the flood tide. So for those beginners, tide has 2 cycles. It comes in and it goes out. Going out it's an ebb, coming in it's a flood. So we've done the ebb, it's died, it turns around, maybe takes 30 minutes, and then we're going to try the flood. And for that, being in shallow water, I like to get that bait away from the boat, so I've cast the Franken rod down as far as I can get it. I will only get about 30 minutes fishing with that because I can only get away with about 6 ounces of lead on it. It's the broken half of a couple of carp rod, tip and butt. But I have got my up-tider with a casting rod, and I'm going to throw that out to the side. Fingers crossed it gets further away from the boat. You don't hear what they call the slapping of the boat, and it might spook the fish, who knows. You can see Tomo's got absolutely, he's got loads of line out there, loads of warp, loads of rope, so that keeps it in one spot. Let's get this up-tide rod out. Gonna go up the front here, guys. I'm gonna lob it literally out this way. And then walk back down the boat like this. The sun's out, you would not believe. Just think of it. You guys who took the trouble to watch part 1 could see it flat calm, and within 15 minutes it's turned around. Very often you get the wind changing with the tide. So I let the line go out and belly there, and that helps the tide push against the line, in this case braid, and pull those grips in. When you get a bite, you either get a pull down we get a spring back where big fish has dislodged that bait. So there's the old Frankenrod 2, and I'm just about going to hold bottom there. It'd be lovely to get a fish of any description on this to christen it. Now it's just a sit back. All the other guys got rods out. Plenty of rods. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. The only man to eat a whole. It went down in one. Oh, Frank 2's on, but it's only a doggy. At least he's benching anger at the moment. I think Craig's on there as well. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Oh, just watch that doesn't break, Graham. There we go. So even inshore here, we're getting the doggies, and that was on squid. Oh, you bend the tail when they don't, hopefully. There he goes, he's off. Back he goes. And then if I straighten that out, because the tide's not too big at the moment, I can actually get away with using that bait again. And I've got to get away from the boat a bit. Very shallow. 3 metres, what's that, 9, 10 feet? Oh, there's a dogfish on this one. I think there's more fish in this shallow water than there was out in the deep. He can go back. There's a fish straight on this one. I missed that one, probably a doggy. I think this bait, guys, can go out again. Just trip the lead out. In fact, the dogfish didn't trip the lead out, I tripped the lead out. Dogfish isn't big enough to trip that out. Let's go up here. Benefit of walking around boats like this is, of course, you can have plenty of space to walk and cast. Everybody's casting away from the boat. See, the idea is in shallow water is where uptiding was brought about. It was really, I think it was off the coast of Essex years ago. I talk years ago, probably 40 years ago, maybe longer than that. Where they believed that the hum of the rope vibrating in the water in shallow water stopped them catching as many fish as they wanted to, or thought they should do. So they started developing a technique called uptiding, which was casting up and away from the boat. And they did catch a lot of fish like that. It is a very successful technique. It's also probably because you're spreading baits around. I've got a bite on Frank 2 down there. Love to get a smooth hound on it. The other guys getting hounds because they're using crab. Crab is much better for the smooth hounds, but they will take squid. Definitely will take squid. So that's the idea of it. So that's why you see everybody on the boat is just casting away because they don't want to be straight down. And as Tomo was telling us, if you had a regular charter boat and he had anglers aboard that didn't have the ability to cast away from the boat, they just had boat rods they want to drop down the side, then it wouldn't be the same because they're just like fishing in nothingness of water. Probably wouldn't get the fish. Get the odd fish maybe, you get more fish by casting away. So currently the flood tide is giving us quite a few more bites. Having said that, look guys, thornback, yeah?
Another little thorny, yeah.
Yeah. So I got a bit of squid on there, and I got a little bit of spider crab meat on there as well. Hopefully might get a smooth hound. I'm going to keep using Frank 2 here while I can, while the tide allows me in this shallow water. I might get away with it. Very shallow. Obviously the tide's flooding it, it's going to get deeper. Congrel coming in here, guys. Definitely get a lot of bites in this shallow water.
And I've got Bristol Channel 4 back.
That's a good one.
Aye.
Yeah. Cast that one a little bit farther down. Already had a bite on it, so I'm going to bring Frank up this way because he doesn't have a grip on him. You can't get a grip. Frank, you got to get a grip. Frank needs to get a grip. I think Craig's on there. We seem to have plenty of dogs here. Well, I seem to have got a bite tapping away up here. We're getting lots and lots of dogfish. Frank 2's been quiet, apart from dogs. I've probably done 4 or 5 miles up and down here all day. Oh, now I've got a fish on this heavy rod. This does not feel like a doggy. I'm going to go down the back because he's run me down the side of the boat. Oh, I don't want the line going around the props. This is heavy. That's a heavy chappy. This feels awfully conga-like. Let's have a look at it. Before he comes off, it's coming up on the surface. It's a ray. It's got a decent thornback, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'll have him in. He's quite a good thornback, yeah. When I say I saw the bite, I just saw some line down here. I thought, what's that? Whose line's that? It's a decent size. It feels a good weight.
I'm just looking at the line.
Is it? What is it? Oh, it's a block. Oh, brilliant! Even better. That was a bonus fish, boys. It was on a. I think it was on half a mackerel. I can't remember, but good fish. Brilliant fish here, inshore. 72 pounds at least. Good fish though. And look at the thorns on him. Thank you, Tomo. I appreciate it. Tomo is head cameraman. Frank's on again. I don't think it's a dogfish, I may be wrong. I've got my butt cap there, I can fall back on the gas knob. Straight off an old gas cooker. Stop me winding then. Can't be a dogfish. Surely. Maybe it is a doggy. Come in number 543. Yeah. That one is way away from the boat. How do you know there's a huss way back there?
It's just popped up.
Oh, we've come up on the top.
Yeah. Not a bad one either. Happy with that?
Yeah, it's a good one, yeah. Good fish.
I think it's a bit better than you think as well.
Yeah. I went for half £10, is that?
It's fat. You wait till you see the belly on it.
Easy, yeah. Yeah, that's a good huss. Yeah, that's a nice one, yeah.
Some weight to her. She's a beauty. And she's behaving, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, now I say
Yeah,
that.
they normally twist them right around, don't they? Good fish. I'm taking a picture with the photographer.
What do you reckon? That's what it is. £15, 2 ounces.
Wow,
Nice.
that's a good fish. Result.
Lovely, well done, Matt.
Yeah, it's a belly, isn't it? I should say it's got the weight
Belly
in
and the
that.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
That's a beaut.
What is snout?
You don't get many problems with smaller fish like pouting and that, Tomo?
No, we don't really see the pouting on the
Whiting
boat.
and stuff like that.
Whiting, we get whiting through the early part of the autumn. We don't really get any big whiting. So the rest of the year we don't really get plagued by small fish. Yeah, from time to time you're going to get your dogfish which are going to take baits as they have done today. But yeah, we're very lucky that we don't really get baits stripped off.
Bait robbers, you don't get the bait robbers.
No, we don't get them. You know, we get a lot of rod benders throughout the year.
So Craig's just after I had a thornback ray on that rod. The other rod was kicking off. Want to go down with him, Craig, or what? Were you all right there? Another ray?
Yeah, he's right. Come up here, I think.
That was a big chunk of bait he took, that's for certain. He's coming. Guess another thornback. What is that? There's no marks on it, is there? That's a weird looking one.
Yeah. clean as anything, isn't it?
Smooth and clean, isn't it?
Yeah. Thornless back, that one.
That's a new species, Tomo. 2 white dots on it.
That's it, isn't it?
That is weird. I've never seen one like that before. We know with that slate grey and seeing
Almost
2
like
white dots.
Almost like cuckoo, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a cross between each other. Is that a hybrid ray?
Could be. Never know. You do get so many different varieties, but I think if
It's
it,
a thornback, they come in so many different patterns
Really?
and shades, and
if you send it off to the
it's just a thornback.
lab, they'd say yeah.
They say, yeah, you can have £500 or something. Yeah.
It does look weird, doesn't it?
It's a weird looking one, isn't it? With that, like you say, a cuckoo ray has those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, thornback.
brilliant. It's another fish.
Well, there you go, two thornback rays. They come in such a variety of patterns and shades, lighter, darker, and spots and mottles and different amounts of thorns. And as you can see, these two, the one on my right, so the left-hand side of the screen is very plain, I suppose.
Yeah,
is the best
never
way you
seen that.
describe it. Not a lot of thorns, well, not a lot of anything really. And then the one on the other side is very typical of thornback markings. A few little sort of lighter mottles in it and darker spots.
I guess what you can see is these 2 dots there are there, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, ray specialists, answers on a postcard. That's weird.
2 males.
We've got fish everywhere. That one's over that one. That's him. I'll keep still.
There we go.
You clear? That one is. I can't change it. Yes, it. Yeah, I think that's it now. I think you're clear. No, thank you. I'll probably get me out of the line. Oh, this is a ray. Flapping in the wings. Reminds me where we used to catch a lot of stingrays in Florida. Not again. Yeah, I think this is a ray. Goodness me. I've only just cast this one out. This is a fillet on this one. I had 2 just now, you didn't see, a couple of thornbacks with bizarre markings. One had standard markings, one was like slate grey with just two marks. I'm pretty sure it's a ray when they do that flapping. There you have that. Well, you can tell, boys, the flood tide, if anything, is better than the ebb tide at this particular mark. It seems at the moment. Am I under that other blue rod? I think am I line-wise? He's quite close. I think I'm to the right. There he goes. Feels like another dogfish, guys. Or not. It's the or not. I'm going to walk this one up a bit. What a session we've had on this flood tide mark. Look. There's beach huts there, it shows you how close to shore we are. Ridiculously. I don't think this is a dogfish, maybe it is. Maybe it's not like stupid, but we've had loads and loads of doggies. I don't think this is a doggy, I just don't feel it is. Probably another ray. And that was on mackerel, because thornbacks normally, I think it's mackerel I was using, I'm not sure, mackerel or squid.
Tom, do you want to
Kick right back.
And you can see the Tomo's got the bait hooked on to long wires, long springy wires on this particular lead, and that's because that type of wire actually can be pulled by a fish. It doesn't break free, and as it's going down tide, it's always got tension on the wire rather than the wire breaking completely loose as in some of the other grip leads. Go up tiding, just up and away from the boat, hits the surface, let the line out and wait. Who's on crab? The old bite there, crab on mackerel, I think. On mackerel, yeah.
Got it.
Oh, squid.
Yeah. Yeah, just gonna bait up with a peeler crab. Brought a few frozen crab with me to see if we can pick up a smooth hound. Just basically just taking the top shell off, left all the legs on, left the undercarriage, and there's no point pulling the shell off because a smooth hound really is not that bothered about a bit of shell.
Just crunch a lot when it's bait.
That's it. Yeah, I just sort of pushed it up, manipulated it up, squished it up a little bit, kept all the legs on, elasticated up the body, and then to bait up. Just got a...
Is that quite a wide gate hook? What's that hook, Craig?
It's a Cox and Roll specimen extra.
It's a wide gape, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a wide gate. Wide gate's seriously strong and seriously sharp. And I'm just going to basically put the hook in here, and then just sort of twist it round, bring it out down here, push the crab up onto the shank of the hook.
Oh,
and
hang on a minute, Craig. Don't interrupt.
That's the earliest I've ever seen a baby tope.
That's a baby tope there, guys. Let me just show you that one. Look at the size of that.
Perfect miniature, isn't it? Brilliant. Yeah, and then basically put the crab onto the shank of the hook, and then just a bit more elastic, lash it on there.
Same principle for shore as well, really.
Exactly, really, yeah. And obviously pay particular attention to lashing and loads of elastic around the underside of the eye of the hook, just to keep it in place. This will stop it riding up the line as we've just got a single hook on. Don't have to be shy with the elastic fish.
And you think with a shallow water like this for anchored in, cast away for the boat's better?
Exactly, yeah. You've got a bit of disturbance from the sound of the boat.
Grip lead? You haven't got a grip lead?
No, I just got a 5-ounce watch lead. Just had it handy, so I just used it.
Yeah. Obviously crab.
Crab, yeah. Peeler crab again. Yeah, just a little small one this time, but yeah, nice fish to catch nonetheless.
And on a different state of tide is nice as well.
Yeah.
Shows you they're still feeding. Brilliant.
You mate?
No, dog actually. I might be out.
Smooth your fast, mate.
Yeah, no, it's crab, really crab.
Okay, so we're back on the flood tide. We've just moved in some really shallow water. It's only 2.9 meters deep at the moment. So you'll notice the guys are casting away from the boat. I'm back using crab. I've already had a couple of smooth hounds. Craig just picked up another smooth hound off the back of the boat. So I suspect that'll be the sort of theme for the next couple of hours. We'll catch a few more smooth hounds. But we'll keep fishing with other baits as well, the bluey, the mackerel, the squid, and just seeing what else is about as well.
It's a bit about the same size as the Watch It cheeseburger I'm going to order tonight. That's crab. A good size.
Good lump of meat this is.
Frank 2's got a second bite on, guys. Oh. Striking it.
Did he come off? Oh no.
That's not fair, is it? That's really not fair. Get it straight back out. What bait, Craig?
Just squid and bluey again. There you see. Still got a little bit in the, just in there. So he's got a few thorns on his belly. You can see he's been on a bit of mud there.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Yeah, just mud sticks to the skin. Yeah. Not a bad little one. Oh, stick him back anyway, let him go bigger.
Well, last wind in, guys. Really good trip. Everybody's caught fish. That's what it's about, even the Frankenrod. Here comes a nice braid tangle, but hey, it's the end of the day, who cares? Hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. Low wind, sun, and we caught fish on both tides. Off to get a cheeseburger.